Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about gentle products that are friendly to your skin. And today I'm talking about my top favorite Korean skincare products, particularly good for oily skin types. And if you love this type of video, please feel free to hit subscribe anytime during the video if you're not already to see more from me. All right, let's jump right into those picks. Give the video a big thumbs up and let's get started. First up is the Be Plain Greenful pH Balance Cleansing Foam. And this is a great example of a gentle but effective cleanser for oily skin types. I really don't believe that you need to go in for super harsh, squeaky clean cleansers in order to break through that layer of oil on your skin. You can still be respectful to your skin's moisture barrier. So I love that this is pH balanced. It's a pH of 5.5, which is excellent and very respectful to your skin. Plus, this doesn't have any artificial fragrance, drying alcohols, or any essential oils in here. So even if you're a little bit more on the sensitive side, this cleanser is going to suit you. So this features green tea powder and mung bean extract, and you can actually see little bits of maybe probably the green tea in here. There is a little bit of that you can feel on your skin, but I do believe that this is still very gentle for sensitive skin types, and you're not really going to get much like physical exfoliation out of this, but just be aware there's little bits in this cleanser. And wow, this actually, for a low pH cleanser, it has a really nice foaming capability. It feels really nice and light on the skin. It washes away very cleanly, and it is a very effective, very satisfying clean, something that's definitely going to work through any layers of built up oil that you have on your skin without stripping it of essential moisture. Next up is the Cosrx BHA Blackhead Power Liquid. Now this is a real classic exfoliant in the Korean skincare world, but this is particularly good for oily skin because BHA chemical exfoliants are oil soluble and they can get inside of your pore and kind of exfoliate inside of the pore lining, which is especially important if your skin is overproducing oil, because you probably do struggle with things like clogged pores, blackheads, maybe even acne. When you have a lot of oil, it does tend to get trapped inside of those pores, and BHA is really a great way to keep those pores nice and clean and unclogged. So this uses 4% of betaine salicylate, which is kind of a gentler alternative to salicylic acid. It's about roughly as effective of 2% of salicylic acid. So this is definitely something that you can use on a regular basis and still get really good results without pushing your skin too far. And this has really been formulated to be gentle on the skin because we've got other skin soothing and hydrating ingredients in here, along with some willow bark extract that also helps with like the skin clarifying process. So like I said, this is really a classic for a reason. It's had a lot of longevity and popularity in Korean skincare because it is such an effective but gentle product. But really, if you do have oily skin, you should be on the lookout for BHA chemical exfoliants. Next up is the Round Leavv Mugwort Calming Toner. And I do think that hydration is incredibly important for oily skin. You probably want to put a lot of emphasis in your skincare routine on hydrating and really balancing out your skin. But you have to do it strategically, right? You can't have super heavy layers or hydrating types of textures that are maybe thick or sticky on your skin. You don't want to build any weight. It needs to be watery, thin, lightweight, quickly absorbed, and that's exactly what this toner texture is. Zero moisture, zero body. This is just pure watery hydration in a really thin, quickly absorbed texture. And if you do like to do a couple of layers on your skin, you can confidently do this without building weight or stickiness. Now, this features mugwort, which is a wonderful calming and soothing ingredient that also has anti-redness capabilities. It also can soothe acne, and it's also just a great antioxidant. So this is great if you have oily skin and you want light hydration, but it's also great if you do have acne-prone skin. Next up is the Isntree Green Tea Fresh Toner. Speaking of popular products in Korean skincare, this one definitely is very popular, especially among oily skin types because this has been particularly formulated to help control excessive oil production on the skin. There's a little bit of oil controlling property to this particular toner while still hydrating your skin and delivering lots of green tea. Now, texture-wise, this is similar to the Round Lab toner. It is light and thin, quickly absorbed, zero moisture, zero stickiness. But I would even argue that this is slightly thinner, slightly less hydrating than the Round Lab is. So if you're really just looking for just like a very basic, just a little bit of hydration toner with all the benefits of green tea, which is, you know, a really great antioxidant. It's antibacterial. It can help soothe acne. It also has some great like anti-aging properties to it as well. If you want lots of green tea goodness with just a minimal amount of hydration, a little bit of oil controlling properties in a thin, easily absorbed texture, this is going to be the toner for you. All right, let's talk serums. This is the Bonajour Propolis Serum, and OMG. You know I love Propolis. It really is one of my favorite ingredients that's kind of always in my skincare routine because my skin just loves it so much. And I've tried a lot of Propolis serums in the past. Generally, not the best recommendation for oily skin types, I will admit, but this one though, this is the lightest Propolis texture I have ever encountered in my life. If you have oily skin, if you have heard me talk about Propolis in the past and you feel a little bit like you're missing out, this is the one that I would look at because this is such a thin, lightweight, almost kind of watery, hydrating gel texture, but it's really, really light on the skin. It spreads thinly, it absorbs really quickly, and it really does feel weightless on the skin. Propolis isn't known for feeling weightless. It is kind of more of a medium type of texture, but this is not like your ordinary type of Propolis serum. And this product from Bonajour has been formulated with oily skin types in mind. They're harnessing the power of Propolis, which is anti-inflammatory. It can soothe acne. It's antibacterial. It's got some great wound healing abilities. Oh, and it can also impart a gorgeous lit from within glow to your complexion. It's got all of those things, but it's been formulated for oily skin. It has some oil controlling properties to it. It's in this really thin gel texture that's not going to feel sticky or heavy or tacky on the skin. So like I said, you know, Propolis is maybe not your go-to ingredient if you do have oily skin because it's traditionally a very thick texture, but Bonajour has really nailed it. A high amount of Propolis in a nice oily skin type friendly texture. Now the next serum suggestion is going to be really good if you are oily and acne prone. This is the Benton Deep Green Tea Serum, and this also has a light watery gel-like texture that feels very light on the skin. But I will make the distinction here. The Bonajour is probably thinner. It's probably lighter, and the Benton actually brings a little bit more hydration to the skin. So the reason that I like this for oily acne prone skin is the ingredients here. We've got multiple different variations of green tea, but we also have one of my hero ingredients for soothing breakouts, H. cordata or heart leaf extract. This is a really great combination with the green tea because it ups the anti-inflammation and antibacterial benefit while still being gentle and soothing on the skin. We also have old goodies like centella and willow bark extract. And I just particularly love the green tea line for soothing breakouts. I have sensitive combo skin. I can kind of lean on the oily side in the summer, and I've been a little bit more traditionally oily in my younger years. And Benton, just in general, I want to highlight this brand as being something you want to look at if you do have oily skin, if you have oily acne prone skin and you love Korean skincare, check out Benton because they do have quite a lot of elegant, lightweight, hydrating textures with really effective ingredients that are going to suit your skin type. Next up is the Isntree Green Tea Fresh Emulsion. Now let's talk about emulsions just like as a general category of skincare. Especially in the Korean skincare world, I find them to be sometimes kind of one of the more confusing products out there, and you're like, do I need this? How do I use this? Where does it go in my skincare routine? Like, what is this? So basically, think about emulsions in Korean skincare like light lotion types of textures. They are bringing all the benefits of hydration. So watery, like juicy hydration into the skin, but there's also going to be some light, very light moisture to them. They're not as moisturizing as a traditional moisturizer or a cream. They're a lot lighter than that. And generally speaking, emulsions do not bring any like occlusivity to your skin, meaning they don't lock it down, they don't seal your skin off, they don't necessarily fight from dehydration, but they do just bring lots of hydration, a little bit of moisture, and a beautiful airy lotion type of texture. And that's exactly what you're gonna get with this Isntree. The texture is really beautiful. It plumps your skin up. Like, it's actually a really hydrating type of emulsion, which is a little bit of balancing moisture, and it makes your skin feel so breathable, so free. You know what I mean? If you live in a really like hot and humid climate with oily skin, sometimes it feels like your skin is suffocating under traditional moisturizers, right? It's just like, I feel like my skin just like needs to breathe, but it does need hydration. It just needs a little bit of moisture, but it just doesn't need to be sealed off like this. I think that's where emulsions play a really big part in an oily skincare routine, because they don't seal the skin off. They allow the skin to breathe. They feel so refreshing on the skin. So if you have really oily skin, emulsions could be your final layer. They could be your moisturizer. Some people also like to use these underneath another moisturizer for a little extra moisturization, a little extra plumping on the skin. But feel free to experiment with this. I do find that this particular category of skincare tends to suit oily skin just a little bit better, because sometimes you need that flexibility with your kind of moisturizer kind of category, right? Sometimes you want something a lot more breathable, and I think that's where emulsions can play a big role for you. Now, if you do like a little bit more occlusivity in your final kind of moisturizer layer, but you're not looking for a full-blown cream, I would suggest looking at the Green Tea Aqua Soothing Gel Cream from Cosrx. Now, they call it a cream, but it's a pure gel texture, and it's a gorgeous texture. I'm in love with this. It's not quite right for my skin type, and I still so enjoyed the experience of how this feels on my skin, because this gorgeous kind of like green type of gel just spreads like silk across the skin. It absorbs quickly, and it really makes your skin very bouncy, very plump with hydration. There is a touch of balancing moisture to this, but it's not nourishing, super creamy, it's not heavy, it's just a little bit of balance, perfect for oily skin, and a whisper of occlusivity, just a little bit of lock it downness, but enough that it still allows your skin to breathe on a hot day, in my personal experience. So if you're oily with a little bit of dehydration, this might be something that you want to look at, because it's not going to overwhelm your skin. It's going to bring lots of hydration. It's going to feel breathable, but it's going to have that occlusivity, which is really that key for your final layer. When you do have a little bit of dehydration, you want a little bit of occlusivity. Now, maybe you look for more moisture in your moisturizer, not just hydration alone, but you want some balancing moisture in your skincare without feeling super heavy, without overwhelming your oily skin type, and you still want that light, breathable, refreshing gel texture. Well, this next one is for you. This is the Bonajour Green Tea Water Balm, and I really kind of describe this texture as like a watery gel cream. It's a little bit of everything. It definitely has that watery, hydrating component to it, but it also has that kind of nourishing, light cream type of feel to it too. It spreads really thinly across the skin, but as you're spreading it and it's absorbing into your skin, you're gonna feel moisture. You're gonna feel a little whisper of richness and nourishment. This is not gonna overwhelm oily skin. This is really for people who want a little bit of that nourishment without going like into full-blown cream territory. This definitely has that nourishment. It has quite a few moisturizing ingredients here, but it's been balanced out with the hydrators. It's been balanced out in this watery gel type of texture. Once it absorbs, you're gonna feel a little bit of that moisture. You're gonna feel a really lightweight layer on your skin. You're gonna feel hydration and just a whisper of occlusivity. Just a little bit, pretty much on par with the Cosrx green tea gel cream. It's pretty much the same. It's just a little bit of occlusivity. But this one is really going to be for those who want a little bit more balance. They want a little bit more nourishment, but they just don't want to compromise a lightweight texture. And I couldn't end the video without a shout out to one more Benton product, and that is the Snail High Content Sheet Mask. Now, I really like this line from Benton. All of the products in the Snail line I think are excellent for oily skin types, so another one for you to kind of take a look at. But this sheet mask really brings so many benefits to the skin. So it's a really hydrating light essence. It will deeply hydrate your skin, but it won't like weigh it down with stickiness or like a heavy feel on the skin. It has some really great benefits for brightening up the skin. There's a nice amount of niacinamide in here. It can help with hyperpigmentation. I always find when I use this mask, when I take it off, I'm like, yeah, my complexion looks so good right now. So it's got some great like immediate benefits, but it's also got the wonderful anti-inflammatory, antibacterial benefits in here in a really gentle formulation, which is great if you're oily and acne prone, and also good if you're oily, acne prone, and prone to hyperpigmentation, because we've got the brightening in here. So hydration, anti-acne, brightening. There's actually some anti-aging benefits in here as well. It's kind of the whole package. This is a sheet mask that I recommend to everybody, but if you're specifically an oily skin type, you're gonna like this one a lot. So I hope you guys enjoyed that roundup, and I'm curious to know, do you want me to do a top 10 for another skin type? Let me know what I should do next in the comments below. If you love the video, you got this far, and you still have not hit subscribe, I mean, you made it to the end of the video, hit subscribe, please. I release lots of new skincare content throughout the week, just like this video, so don't forget to turn on notifications so you're never out of the loop. I hope you are healthy, happy, and safe, and I can't wait to talk to you in the next video. Bye.